It is round 5 down at the KZN Road Racing Club Championship. It's a cold and rainy day. I'm sure we're going to be in for some exciting racing.
Yes, Hayley, an exciting racing we had. Even the torrential downpour wasn't enough to deter the spectators who braved the wet and the wind to witness some exciting racing. This shot of the ocean gives you an idea of what this day is all about. Lots of wind, lots of rain. With a full complement of competitors, the day was on. Lined up on the start grid, it's the Super Modifieds, along with Modifieds A, Modifieds B and C. Elton Fuchs is away with the whole shot as the pack enters turn 1. Mid-pack, Tim Kinsley keeping it tight, hugging the inner shoulder. Oh, that's an over-enthusiastic Elton Fuchs coming out too hot on turn 4. Getting out of his car now, completely disappointed. This opens the door for Paul Tarberton to take the lead in the Super Modifieds class. And it's flat out for the rest of the pack as they head up to the Dunlop South Loop at turn 12. Paul Tarberton has a healthy lead at this stage. Heading into turn 12, Shiren Rajpour and Ronald van Rensburg in hot pursuit. Everyone searching for valuable championship points. And it's flat out down the main straight, pedal to the metal. But whoa, Paul Tarberton coming in too fast into turn 1. This might cost him the lead. Gary Brown leading the modified C's in his 2-litre Ford Escort. But oh, Lee Brandons is in his Anglia, goes too wide and plays bumper cars with Coastal High's Troy Morgan Edwards, although a small bump and a bruise won't keep him down. Goldwagon Springfield Shiren Rajpour holding his lead in Class A, followed by Tarberton and Van Rensburg. On board with Tim Kingsley as he enters the main straight, but Kingsley eagerly takes it too wide and slots in behind Chris van der Westhuizen. Gary Commons looking great there as he enters turn 5. The Dovecorp sponsored car driven by Rob trying hard to get ahead over Damien. Back to the leaders, and Van Rensburg is hot on the tail of the EIS car of Paul Tarberton. In full view of a packed crowd, Dieter Ziesing pushes hard. Oh no! Ziesing loses it but makes a quick recovery. Race 2 and away they go. The track is full of water, the rain has come down and conditions are really challenging.
All right, so here we are with Tim Kinsey, the man that's been around the sport for 2 seasons now. Tim, a big step. You've certainly done what you wanted to do. Tell us a little bit about your progress. Just you've got the car right now. Tell us a little bit about the car.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of work on the car this year. I'd like to thank all the guys that have helped me. I wouldn't have been able to do this without them. Obviously my sponsors, Easy Systems, and obviously Carshop, who have helped sponsor KZN. And then obviously all the guys that's in the paddock, Wayne, you know, those guys who have all helped me on the car. And now hopefully today we'll break into the A class today. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
And all I can say is that go for it today. You're running 23s.
Yep.
That's Class A time.
Yes, so if I can get a 23 in qualifying, I should move to Class A today, and that's my goal.
Today started off a bit bad, broke the CV joint in qualifying, but managed to qualify third, so I got lucky there. Race 1, I just found the way through. Paul made a small mistake and I got through, and I just put my ears back and kept on going. It was a good day. I just kept it together and tried not to spin out and brought it home.
And as race 2 comes to an end, it's Paul taking Super Modified, Shiren takes Modified A's, Damien takes Class B, and Gary takes Class C.
150 and 150 Masters, and there they go. The rain has been coming and going throughout the morning. The track is still very wet, but that's Zane Davidson leading the pack. Leading with experience, Zane Davidson and Llewellyn Perrin in the 150 Masters, followed by Sean Joffe leading the 150 class. Entering turn 7, and Vincent de Bock hangs on to second position. Pit talk reveals that Vincent is battling with gearbox and clutch issues. Heading up the main straight, and Sean Joffe and many of the field were off the pace for the day. Due to not having wet weather gear, the unexpected winter rainfall in KZN put a spanner in the wheel. Llewellyn Pillarin goes down hydroplaning across the track.
Sean, you had a super exciting day. I know you spent a lot of time off the bike and not on the bike. Talk me through it.
Yes, no, it was flipping disastrous for me. What happened was I decided last minute on like a specific wet tyre, never tested it, and went out for the qualifying, obviously still with my slicks, so qualified first, it was all good to go. Then obviously the rain came, fitted my wet tyres that I'd never used before, literally warm-up lap, third or fourth corner, lost the front end, got back up. I thought, no, it was just that thing. And then another 2 times I went down.
Right, Vincent de Bock, very challenging conditions out there. The track is super wet. You're not going as fast as you usually go. Tell me what's going on out there.
I feel like the track's very slippery today. I see a lot of the riders are slowing down. They're not up to the pace, so I'm trying to use this opportunity in my hand, use different lines, and really looking where the line is drying out.
Yeah, it's wet, but I love it. That's where I do the best. I'm comfortable in the wet. So yeah, we're going out there. We're gonna make it happen. First race, I was leading quite nicely. Felt very comfortable and just going through the lap, same place, same pace, and just went down.
And the same happened. I believe you had another mishap in the second round, and you're also leading the championship. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think it's consistency at the end of the day. We work hard, we fix the bikes, make sure that they're right, and like I say, consistency, that's the only way we win.
And as the flag comes down, it's Lee Singh in the 150s and Zane Davidson in the 150 Masters.
We'll be right back after this ad break.
It's mid-morning now. The skies are grey. The heavens have opened up. The track resembles a pond, but the gauntlet has been dropped on the sports cars and Super GTs. As Greg Parton heads up to turn 7 in his Drizzard-sponsored Lamborghini, we can see heaps of water getting thrown up off those super wide back tyres. This will be challenging for anyone trying to overtake him. Coming down the main straight, Dos Reis is flat out with absolutely zero concern for this wet track. But it's a constant battle for Dos Reis against Parton. The Lambo is super fast in these wet conditions. Dos Reis loses it there, but does well to recover quickly. With Dos Reis out of the picture, it's Willie de Beer chasing down the Drizzard machine of Greg Parton. And that's Greg Parton experiencing engine problems, holding Willie de Beer behind him. But Dos Reis nabbing the first position on the inside there as he slips through. And Dos Reis takes the win. Race 2 and they're away again. The conditions are very, very similar to earlier on in the day. Dos Reis out front with the Drizzard car chasing him down, overtaking him, and he's got the lead. I'm with Duncan Dos Reis. What an epic battle out there, playing cat and mouse with Greg Parton's Lamborghini there.
We had a good start, but the spray was so bad. We haven't had such hectic rain here at Dezzi's before, and we couldn't see each other, and I nearly T-boned Greg once or twice. I must say, Greg's Lambo is really fast, but I was 2 seconds a lap faster than the guys around us, but really wet, and I just couldn't get past them. In the first race, I had a bit of a luck there. Greg and Willie took a wide line. I got on the inside of them, so I got the race win for the first race. Race 2, I tried to dive Greg, but once you're in front, that Lambo's very wide.
Allied Transport Dylan Madont takes his Lotus ice skating across the track, but manages well to recover. We back up front with the leaders. Once again, a tight battle between Greg Parton's Drizzard Lambo and Dos Reis in his Porsche. But Parton keeps his pride in check and takes the flag on race 2. This is the Powersports 300 class and 300 master class, and they're away heading into turn 1 at full pace on a very wet track. Up front we have Drew Gates in his KTM 390.
Once the 300s are through turn 1, the Powersports are away. Llewellyn getting a good start from Duncan and Bruce. There's Bruce coming down through the corkscrew on his EIS 450 Yamaha. Also mixing it up with the 300s is Vincent de Bock and Duncan Day.
Up front we have Rudman, followed hot on his tail by up-and-coming 15-year-old Drew Gates, a racing star in the making on his KTM 390. Drew Gates overtaking Rudman as they go into the main straight, lapping Lee Singh on the 22 in the Powersport class. Ooh, and that's Llewellyn Perrin with a little bit of a speed wobble as he comes out of turn 12. That's Drew Gates who's gone down after entering turn 1 a little bit too hot, composes himself and gets back on his bike. As you can see, the track is very wet, taking its toll on quite a few of the competitors today. But it's the Malcolm Rudman show, taking the win on race 1. Race 2 and away they go. There's Rudman having a little bit of a slip across the track then. As we go into turn 1, it's Nikolai Conchi from Blaze Baker, followed by Drew Gates.
At the start of the Powersports, it's Llewellyn leading Duncan and Rodney Vera.
Here go the Supermotos. Wait, what?
Yes, Mark. On the last meeting due to the oil, the motards only had 1 heat, so they got given a 3rd heat today. Coming out to turn 7, it is Nikolai from Malcolm, Blaze, Drew Gates and Ryan Matchett.
And that's Nikolai Conchi from Hell of a Fast Motorcycles, still holding on to his lead in front of Rudman as they exit the Dunlop South Loop.
On the 300 Masters, you are absolutely light years ahead, 56 points ahead of the second and third. You're absolutely smoking the rest of the guys. What have you done there in the KTM workshop? You're putting some special additives in the fuel or what?
Just been spending a bit of time with the bike, making sure it's 100% for every race. I had a bit of a tough day today, so we'll have to just make sure we keep that lead.
Coming out of turn 7, Ryan tying different lines to get past Drew.
Highnet on his motard, overtaking Rodney.
And in the 300 class, it's Malcolm Rudman taking the win from the 300 Masters of Mark Nell and Powersports Llewellyn Perrin.
And it's a rolling start for the Retros with 24 race cars entered. Reg Sutton takes turn 1, but we have Manfred Schroeder, Meredith Willis neck and neck for that second place. Oh, but that's Yanni van Rooyen in his VW Sirocco losing it and spinning across the rallycross line. Sutton still holding the lead, followed by Schroeder and Willis. Don't know what happened to Sutton, but Schroeder and Willis get the advantage, and it's Willis coming out of the Dunlop South Loop in the first position. The track has become increasingly slippery with the rainfall throughout the day, bringing to the surface any remaining oil that has been spilt from previous events. Conditions having a negative impact on everybody. The mid-pack guys are also way off their normal pace. Down the main straight, and Meredith Willis laps Dave Hull, and Meredith takes the flag on race 1. Race 2 and conditions have not changed. It's actually getting worse. The rain is bucketing down. Drivers are battling to see through their windscreens, rain, mist and fogging windows causing havoc. But the battle for first still continues between Willis and Schroeder. Race 2 has been shortened to 8 laps due to fading light and poor weather conditions. With less laps, the competitors knew they had to make the most of what they had, pushing pedal to the metal, running some seriously faster times than their first race. Quinton Willis has taken second position, but oh no, Meredith Willis having some serious rotor issues. Pit Talk suggests that Meredith Willis had the replacement rotor in his top pocket.
And the results are in. It's Manfred winning for the day overall.
Hi guys, my name is Blaze Baker and you're watching the KZN Road Racing Club Championship. Stay tuned.
Formula Extreme A and B, made up of 600s and 1000cc machines, are always of great interest on the day. Maybe even more so today in these treacherous conditions. Water, water, water everywhere, making this track super slick, slippery. And it's Hein Etzel in the lead, followed by Rudman, Massey Hicks and Baxendale. Riders having to slow their pace where they would normally go full throttle, puddles of water being a big challenge to avoid. Nevertheless, the race is still on. The mid-pack tussle rages between Stephen Perrin, Robin Eldridge, Eugene Reinecker, Drew Gates, Wesley Schmidt and Johan Bisson. Coming out of the South Loop, it's Etzel and Baxendale. Malcolm Rudman holding on to that third place with Massey Hicks for fourth. It's Baxendale and Rudman. Then Perrin and Eldridge. Eugene Reinecker hitting a little puddle and getting a wobble. And our front runners are Etzel, Baxendale, Rudman and Carshop.co.za's Massey Hicks. Formula Extreme and 300, this man is absolutely lightning fast. We've got some trying weather conditions out there today.
Yeah, it's definitely slippery for us. I mean, a lot of the guys never brought wet weather tires, so I mean, we're actually on dry, and on a dry tire, it's never easy at all. And yeah, all I can say is I keep it out in front, and some of the guys were giving me a hard time, but then eventually I got back to the front and just did what I had to do. So a lot of guys were crashing and we were passing them, and that's like sort of a realization that we need to, we are riding in the rain. But yeah, it all worked out good for me, and I'm thankful that I got the double wins for the day.
And overall today, it's Hein taking first in Class A and Robin taking first in Class B.
And now for the mom's favorite class of the day, the mini GPs. It amazes me how these young guys go full throttle, just like Dad. Missing from the grid today is Hannah Perrin due to a hockey commitment. These are the two little Rileys, Riley Day and Riley Perrin. Absolute little lethal kids out on their motorbikes today, mini GPs. Guys, I believe you compete at pretty much everything, eh?
Yes, I race slot cars.
Oh, really, eh? Okay.
Only ride motorbikes.
Only bikes. Oh, that's Gabriel Bazan going down there and Riley Day doing well to avoid him. But the race rages on. Riley Perrin head down flat out.
And in the mini GPs, it's Riley Day taking it.
The hooded villains lined up on the start line. The Supermotos and Supermotard masters, hitting the tarmac in gangster style. Absolutely loving conditions for which these bikes were made. Early in the day, the track was still nice and dry. Out of turn 3, it's Hein Etzel, followed by his brother Cole, hot on his tail. Nikolai Conchi keeping his third position, and KTM Durban's Craig Bishop in fourth. It's out of the Dunlop South Loop, and we have Etzel, Conchi and Bishop. This Etzel family is super entertaining. We're on board now with Craig Bishop. From Craig Bishop's onboard camera, we see Nikolai Conchi knee down on the tarmac as he accelerates through the turn. And race 1 was the Hein Etzel show, as he keeps his pace throughout and takes the checkered flag. And race 2, the weather has turned on the motards. And it's Nikolai Conti with the whole shot on his back wheel, then gesturing to Etzel about something. Right, I'm with Highnet Etzel. He took Formula Extreme and Supermotos.
Yeah, sure, it was tricky. The track was full of water, guys were making lots of mistakes, so it was just a matter of controlling the pace and trying to make sure that we could minimize mistakes on our side.
Your family must have brought you up in the rain because it didn't seem to have any effect on you. You went flat out the whole time.
Yeah, we tried. I think it must have been a water birth, but yeah, I had fun. It was very different.
The hooded villains are charging down a wet main straight, thoroughly soaked. Ryan Matchett in third there in hot pursuit of Carl Etzel. The Etzel brothers, Hein and Carl, treating this wet weather with absolutely no respect, throwing themselves into those corners at full pace. Kenneth Wilson ahead of Klaus Etzel, Klaus leading the masterclass. KTM Durban's Craig Bishop having a quick glance backwards to see how far Mark Nell is following. We're in the final stages of race 2 and the positions are unlikely to change. The Etzel brothers dominate the race as they taunt each other for that first place position.
And it's the overall result for Hein Etzel, with father Klaus taking the Masters.
Time challenge. Trevor, take me through time challenge. It's a little bit confusing. We've got Lamborghinis against Mom's Taxi. Take me through what's happening here.
Yeah, it's an entry-level class for the guys that want to come out and race. Also a couple of guys there, you see that they use the extra track time to set up their vehicles. It's basically worked on your average, your best average. The person that gets, if they're doing a 128 and they keep doing a 128, they'll win. If they're inconsistent and you're doing a 121, 128, 125, you've got no chance of winning this class. So it's the most consistent lap time. So you can come with a Fiat Uno or you can come with a Lamborghini, you've got the same chance of winning the race.
So it's basically a feeder class. If you're wanting to race, this is where you come and start. And that's one of the reasons why we sing a car, I believe, driven by Michelle van der Westhuizen, who I believe used to use that car to take her children to school.
That's correct, yeah, and we've actually had quite a conversion rate. I think at last count there were at least 8 guys that are racing in modified that came through this class. One of the interesting cars out on track is Guy Boulier and his 1936 Morris powered by a Lexus supercharged motor. Byron Oliver in the Mini having his second outing in a front wheel drive car, usually seen out in a Lotus 7. Greg Parton out in the Lamborghini Hurricane having some fun in the wet weather.
Come and check out the action on the 5th of October at Dezzi Raceway. Do not miss it. This is action-packed. Once again, we'd like to thank Carshop.co.za for making this broadcast possible.